Hi, how you going? So thanks for joining me. Today we're going to make a Zserbó Slice. It was a favourite of my childhood. My nan used to make it. She's from Hungary, and Zserbó is actually very famous in Budapest. So this is her version of their Zserbó Slice. So it's a sour cream pastry with a walnut and apricot jam filling in 3 layers with a 40% chocolate over the top. So please join me, and I hope you enjoy it. For our dough, we've got a plain flour, a self-raising flour, unsalted butter, egg yolks, cream and salt. For the filling, I'm using a ground walnut, sugar, a liqueur and apricot jam, and for topping, a 40% chocolate. We're going to have a closer look at what we're doing. Okay, so we've got your plain flour and we've got our self-raising flour. Okay, so I'm going to cube my butter. Now I've had the butter sitting out on the bench just for about half an hour because I don't want it to be too soft, but I want it to be enough so it's a good crumb. So this is a very soft pastry and it doesn't need to rest, and we don't need to develop the gluten. Okay, so we're just looking for a light crumb right now. Pop it on. Now in the meantime, I need 3 egg yolks. Okay, so I'm going to pop my egg yolks in, and then I'm going to add my cream. So you can see now it's come together. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to roll it out. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on the bench. Okay, and I'm going to now divide it into 3 equal parts. Okay, so try and make them 3 even pieces. If you want to weigh them, weigh them. I just find that it cooks a bit better. So we just want a very light sprinkle of flour. We'll block out the first one. Okay, so keep it nice and square. We don't want to try and stretch it too much. So we've got a tin that size. So that's the size we want to actually roll it out. So this one will fit nicely in our tin. So this has got self-raising flour in it, so we need to be really careful that we don't push it out too much to the sides, because it'll actually will raise a little bit while it's cooking. Okay, and then we'll go. Okay, so I'm going to pop that onto my tray here because I want 3 even pieces. Okay, so I pop that in. Okay, so we'll pop that in the oven now. Okay, so I've got my ground walnuts and my sugar, so I'm going to mix that through. So I'm going to use a little bit of liqueur. You can use rum, you can use nothing, and then just a good quality apricot jam. Don't use anything else. It seems to work really well. I have tried a little bit of marmalade, but the marmalade pieces make it difficult to cut. So just give it a good mix. So you're basically rubbing the ground walnuts, and I've ground my walnuts. Okay, so I don't want them too smooth, so they're still quite coarse, because that gives it a nice texture. Okay, and there we are. Okay, so we've got everything out of the oven. It's cooled. Okay, so I'm going to now put it together. Okay, so we've got our nice base. This will actually become our top. So we're going to divide it up into half. Okay, and we're going to spread it nicely. Okay, so we want a nice even layer. So it's quite good to have a bit of paper, as you can see on the side, because the jam, just in case the jam gets a bit sticky, so it's easier to take out of the tin. And then I'm going to pop this on. Okay, so what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to cut my paper, because these become quite fragile when they're warm. So we don't want them to break. And I'm going to flip it. Whoop. It's probably a little bit warm. Okay, you won't notice it, it's fine, don't stress too much. Okay, and then I'm going to put the next layer on. So try and have them relatively even. Okay, Okay, and then I'm going to pop the last layer on. Okay, I'm just going to see whether it might need to cool down a little bit first, because I don't want to break this one. I'm just going to get a spatula just to help me take the paper off. I probably should have let this cool a little bit more. Okay, now you can see here, right, remember I said to you that it's got self-raising flour, so I'm actually just going to cut the edges off, and that can go back in the oven. So my Zserbó Slice is set and cold. Okay, so I've got hot chocolate, like 40% chocolate. I've popped onto a double boiler to melt. Okay, I'm going to do a nice even layer. I'm going to let it set, and then we're going to cut it. Okay, so then you use a comb very carefully. I'm going to comb it, and I'm going to let it set, and there we have it. So Zserbó Slice is set. We've got this beautiful pattern on the top. So I'm going to cut this to trim it. You don't need to wait till it's really, really hard. It's actually better if the chocolate's not too hard. And you use a bit of a sawing action to make sure that you've got everything you need. And now we're going to cut it ready to serve. So remember, you can leave this for a number of weeks. Doesn't need it stays really well. And it's very easy to cut so long as you've let it set well. Okay, so using a slight sawing mechanism so we don't crack the chocolate. And it's quite a rich slice, so you don't need very big pieces. It'd be great for afternoon tea, actually. Thinking just with my cup of tea. So you've got it here. I'm now going to plate it up for you. So you've got those beautiful apricot, jam and walnut. So you can see these beautiful layers of like it's a cream pastry with walnut. Thanks for joining me.